Hello, my name is Simon Freitas, one of the co-hosts of the Freitas Effect podcast. Welcome to Conversations with Creatives. These episodes are brought to you in collaboration with Entropy Theatre for Entropy Fest themed emergence. Entropy Fest is a celebration of local emerging artists in the New England area. The Freitas Effect is going to be serving as your hosts in the weekends of May 20th through the 22nd and the 27th through the 29th. Ticket information, I hope to God I'm going to put it in the description of all of these episodes. Future Simon, please do the thing. I think I'm going to do the thing. Just look at the description of the episode right now. I think I did the thing. Good for me. But anyways, this is not about me. This is about our artist. The artist with me today is going to introduce themselves the way that they want. Kai Clifton, please introduce yourself for the audience.
Hey, everybody. My name is Kai Clifton. I am an artist based in Boston. I am a performing artist, I am a writer, and I am also a director, and I'm super excited to be here with you guys.
Fuck yeah. So I'm also excited to have you here. My first question for you, Kai, is how did you find your path into the arts world?
Let's see. Honestly, I think that I didn't find my path into the arts world. I think it kind of found me. Or not even found me. I think I was just like born like into it. I come from I wouldn't call them an artistic family because they're not as artistic as me, I like to think, but my family is very like infused with the arts, I guess you could say. My grandmother is a visual artist. You know, my mom likes jewelry and fashion and things of those nature. And I mean, arts is just embedded in Black culture in general. So I think I was just surrounded by it from such a young age. And so that's kind of how I like weaved my way in there. I kind of started with music because music is just so like universal. That was like the first introduction into like artistry for me. Yeah, it just went music, then theater, and then I slowly found my way into a bunch of other things, and now I'm stuck, but in a really good way. That's kind of how I found my path, I guess you could say, into the arts world. It was kind of just always there for me.
I love that. I also love to hear that you went from music to theater because I also have such a background that is music and theater, but it's not musical theater for me. So it's great to this question is not on the roster, but I want to ask you, do you do musicals or what kind of things do you direct?
Okay, so I do perform in musicals. I will say though, as I'm getting older, I mean, when I was younger, I used to be a musical theater like head. Like I was like, oh my God, like I know this soundtrack, like I'm obsessed with this. Like I was a musical theater kid, hands down. I'm not ashamed to admit it. But as I'm getting older, in terms of performing, I actually find myself attracted to straight plays more, just because I think musicals are like, they're so like, I mean, any theater that you're performing in is draining, but musicals are really, they just take everything from you. And sometimes I want to have a little bit left when I go home from the theater. So yeah, as I'm getting older and I'm getting lazier, I like straight plays better just because I'm able to give what I can and then leave and feel not as tired. And like in terms of directing as well, I mean, directing, the first show I ever directed was a musical, so that was like my introduction into directing. I would say directing a straight play is definitely easier, but I love both. I definitely do love both. I wouldn't say in terms of directing there's one I would pick more than the other.
I also love that you call them straight plays because I've called them straight plays and people have been like, so like not a gay play. And I'm like, it's not about sexuality. It's just that there's no music. Like,
and it also kind of reiterates this idea that musicals are still plays. You know, I think a lot of times people are like, oh, it's a musical. Like, no, call it a musical. It's like, well, it's a play. It just has music in it. And musical is just a different term for it. But at the end of the day, they're all plays. So yeah, I just like calling it straight plays because at the end of the day, they're both plays. They both do what they do. So yeah.
So, speaking of people doing what they do, how have you educated yourself and your skills in order to do what you do?
Educate myself. I really like this question. So before high school, so like pre-high school, I went to a very like Catholic, like conservative middle school and elementary school. If you know me, it wasn't a vibe. But I was in the drama program there, and I also did like chorus in school, but like it was a very like sports heavy school, and like they didn't really care that much about the drama heads. So I was like, when I found out about the Boston Arts Academy, which is where I ended up going to high school, spoiler alerts. um, when I found out about that, I was like, I need to go there because like I just need to do my art, and like I just need to be surrounded by people who do that as well. Because the whole like academics all day and then doing like your little club after, it just wasn't it for me. I was like, I need to be surrounded by this always.
Yeah.
So that's when I auditioned in 8th grade for Boston Arts Academy. I got in.
Hell yeah.
And the hardest thing about it for me was choosing a major, because I love so many different things. I ended up choosing music because like that was my first entryway into the arts. And so I feel like I'll always choose music first in a sense, but yeah, so I chose being a vocalist, and immediately like when I got there, it was so hard for me because I was like, oh, but I love theater, like I want to do theater, like I want to do plays, I want to do this, I want to do that. And so I kind of had to find resources for myself that were outside of school. And so in terms of school, in terms of education, I did a lot of singing. Like I was studying classical, I was studying spiritual music, R&B, musical theater. I even actually I went to Italy for a summer on a full scholarship to the CC Performing Arts program, and I got to study like opera, and I was so like I thought I was good at classical music, and then when you go to Italy and sing with like trained opera singers who are like 35 years old, you're like, oh, like damn, I kind of suck. Like I thought I was so good, and then I went and I was like, oh, maybe
A lot of
I don't know
opportunity to grow. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, you see
it's
your
all about the
potential.
growth. Listen, acknowledging the issue is the first step. Listen, so
You're
I
damn right.
was ready. I was there. And so yeah, I just kind of was like, maybe this isn't for me. I still love it, but I just wasn't. I was like, I don't want to really go into this as a career. And so transitioning from that point, that's when I really had to like tap into my theater bag. And honestly, like the way the school was set up was that they would give you opportunities for what you wanted to do, but I wasn't allowed to be in any of the plays. Like that was strictly for theater majors. I could do the musicals, and I did do a musical there, but I couldn't be in any of the plays because it was a requirement for theater majors to be in them for like graduation credit. So all the roles had to go to them, so I wasn't allowed to be in any of them. So that's when I had to look outside of school and go to the internet. And let me tell y'all, the internet is free, Google is free, YouTube is free. Listen,
right.
my saying is Google is free 99, because you still gotta have a phone, you still gotta have a computer, you still gotta pay that price, but it's free once you've done all that.
But so you go to your local library, so get a library
honestly,
card.
Yeah, like not literally. All the resources are there. And so that's kind of what I did. And I started paying attention to like this is after high school. I started paying attention to all of my favorite actors and all of my favorite writers, and like watching them speak. Like honestly, if I had to give advice to anyone, any artist, find who you like and just listen to them talk. honestly, like, I'm a better actor from spending hours watching Viola Davis talk about acting. Like, literally, it's just they drop so many gems and just so many like
It's like a master
amazing
class.
things. It's a master class without even you have to like do a monologue and like cry about being depressed. Um, so it's just like that's just advice I would give, but that's what I did, and that's what I continue to do. Even in terms of writing, I'm obsessed with Tyler Perry. I love his work. I love everything he does, and Ryan
Yeah.
Murphy. And I study them. I study their styles. I study them in terms of watching their interviews, and I've learned so much, and it's made me a better person because now I have all this information. And it means more coming from the people that you admire and the people that you love and you feel you resonate with and connect to.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I educated myself. I've been creating an education for myself in a sense. And I encourage everyone to do so. Because at the end of the day, you know what's good for you and you know what you're going to resonate with. So go find it and find stuff that you don't resonate with too. Figure out what you don't like and figure out what doesn't work for you, because you will become better that way as well. But yeah, that's what I've been doing in terms of education and how I've created that for myself.
You know, I just want to say some key takeaways. I'm going to add the key takeaway sound effect here already, like 10 minutes into this episode, because holy shit, yes, gems. One, when your education system and when your public schools do not, or whatever school system, private schools, fuck it. When they do not provide for you, you go on and you provide for your fucking self. That was amazing. Two, you know, sometimes the fucking roles go to the majors. So you have to figure it the fuck out and you have to see what the system is doing because the system will not fucking work for you. Amazing. Is there anything else, Kai, that you would like the audience to take away from what you have just said? Because there are more questions, but Jesus, that was fucking amazing. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
oh
you.
my God. We're like halfway
listen.
through this interview. Like, oh my, yes, thank you.
Listen, y'all
like,
know I was going to come on and give it to them. I'm going to give the people what they need to hear.
Oh, yes.
But I guess another takeaway is, yeah, finding the people that you like, find the people that you resonate with, and surround yourself, drown yourself in all of their material and all their people. It could honestly, it doesn't even have to be artists. It could be one of your friends. The circle of friends that I have right now, I learn so much just from listening to them talk. I just learn a lot. And it's just like, and you can apply that to your art because art imitates life.
Yes. Oh yeah,
So,
Azeb and I have been literally mimicking all the fucking sculptures at the museums that we've been going to. Life imitating art, imitating life, imitating. Anyways, not about me. It's all about you, boo boo. So next question was gonna be if you have considered experimenting with other types of art forms. I have heard that you are just such a multi-hyphenate artist, but is there anything that you are currently considering experimenting on that you have not dabbled in yet, or you know, anything that you would be excited in kind of dipping your toes in the water for?
Yes, I love this question. And actually, I got the opportunity to do that recently.
Hell yeah.
One of my really, really good friends, his name is Christopher Felt. Follow him on Instagram. He's phenomenal. He's amazing. He's such a great artist. He is a model, fashion stylist, creative director. I have been friends with him for a while, and he does these projects on Instagram, like these conceptual like projects, and they're beautiful. And he's a Black creative, and he likes to center his projects around Black life. And so I remember he had called me in January, and he was like, "Hey, like I'm thinking about doing something, but I can't quite pinpoint what it is I want to do." And he was just giving me ideas. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, Black History Month is coming up. It's about to be February. Do something about like Black history. And so we kind of like were going back and forth with ideas. And then we both came up with this idea of taking these Black historical figures and giving them high fashion, like putting them in a high fashion light, in a modernized light. And we decided to call the project Reclaiming Our Time because we were putting a modernized twist on it. We wanted to reclaim those things and those heroes and those sheroes who were a part of these moments in history, and a lot of them are still happening today. So yeah, we called it the Reclaiming Our Time project, and because we both came up with the idea together, he was like, I need you a part of this, like, would you want to creative direct with me? And I was like, I have never done anything like that before, but I was like, honestly, let's just go. As artists, we're always putting ourselves in uncomfortable positions anyway. So I was like, let's just go and let's just do it. And we both have extremely busy schedules. And so the only time we had to do it was like the last weekend in February, which was 2 days. And I was scared. I was like, I don't know how we're going to do this. I was freaking out. And a part of the project was not only like the visuals, but there was also going to be writing that I was going to provide for the concepts. I was so scared, and you know, Chris just kind of had faith in me the whole time, and he was like, "Trust me, like I need you there, like blah blah blah, like you're gonna be great." And I was like, "Okay." And so I went, and I was giving ideas for like concepts, poses, locations, like it was just so, like I've never done anything like photography and fashion or anything like that, but like just to be in that room and be in a safe space with the people that we were working with was so great. And honestly, even for the writing, like just seeing the pictures being taken helped inform my writing for the pieces. And so we released it the last day of Black History Month. It's on my Instagram page. It's on Christopher's Instagram page. You can go check them out. But it was just such a cool thing. And I guess I can say I'm a creative director now, and I would definitely fucking do it again. Yeah, but other than that, I know I went on a whole like tangent, but other than that,
I asked a question.
No, but I guess I would say, what is there's anything else that I haven't done that I want to do? Honestly, I do write music. I've always been scared to show the world that because music is just so vulnerable to me. But I kind of want to, like, I'm kind of in a place where I'm like, let's just go, like let's just do it. So I think that's the next step for me, is tapping into my music bag. But yeah, that's I hope that answers the question.
Definitely. So, speaking of things that you create, things that you want to create, you have created something for Entropy Fest. Would you please tell the audience about what you are presenting at Entropy Fest?
Yes. Okay, so Entropy Fest. I have written a 10-minute piece called God's Dirty Deeds. And it is a piece that is about 4 queer teenagers, and they are trapped and they are isolated from the world, stuck in conversion therapy. And the characters' names are Penelope, Janet, Khalil, and Florian. And we see each of these 4 characters in conversion therapy, and we find out why they're there. We learn about them, we learn about their queerness, and it's pretty deep stuff. It's definitely pretty deep stuff. It's going to be directed by my best friend. His name is Juan Sepulveda. He's phenomenal. Go check out his work as well. But yeah, I'm super excited. I'm super excited to have him. He's also in the cast. I mean, in this cast, oh my gosh, this cast. Alyssa Fluid, Ramani Lazana, Jesse Kungu, and Juan Sepulveda. They are like beasts in their own right.
Yes.
And I just cannot wait to see them bring this piece to life. But yeah, that's what I'm presenting at Entropy Fest. I'm scared. I'm excited. And I'm just ready for everyone to see it.
We are all so excited, Kai. Like, this is good. Oh my God. When I fucking read your play, I was so fucking excited. Like, yes. I think everyone that is all y'all that we chose, this is about the same reaction that I had. But on most of these episodes, that's what I've been saying. So I just want to validate you that this is yes. Like, you also got this fucking holy shit. Yes. Like, we are. Yes, you're fucking in. Like, my God. There's a question I must ask you because this is an interview, but I just wanted to share the feeling that I had about this piece because the audience must feel this fucking feeling, and you guys have to be there May 20th to the 22nd, 27th to the 29th.
Oh, wait, there was something I wanted to say about God's Release, and I think I had mentioned this to you before, but I just feel like this is important to know. When I wrote this piece, I hated it. And I hated it because it was so new to me. You know, I like to think that I'm a funny person. So naturally I write funny plays. I write comedies because it's easy for me and it's easy to go there. But writing a drama was so hard because it's like, as a writer, when you're writing something, at least for me, from my experience, you really have to sit with it. And it really is not always a quick process. Sometimes it takes a while. Sometimes it takes, okay, we're going to write this. And okay, I don't know how I feel about it, so let me just step away from it for a little bit and then let's come back. Mm-hmm. And that was a hard thing to come back to because it's some really deep, unapologetic like stuff. That's about queer lives and queer lives of color as well. It was just it's hard to do that. It's hard to come back to that, especially when it's something that like you connect to so much and you want it to be really good. You don't want to offend anyone, but you also want to tell the truth. And that's the scary thing about art, is that you want to tell the truth, and everybody always loves honesty. Everybody's always like, oh, tell the truth until it's time to tell the truth.
Yep.
Then people start to have issues and they're like, well, we didn't want you to do that. And you're like, but you told me to tell the truth, so that's what it is.
It's like, why are you being so mean? But you know, there's meaning in being mean, like
literally. And I was scared. But everyone who's read it has been like, this is like amazing, and it's just crazy to me. So I just wanted to mention that because this is also another gem, I guess you could say. But if you have that story that you want to tell and that story that you want to write, and it's hard for you and it's different for you and it's new for you, just fucking do it. I'm Nike, I guess. Just do it.
No one else is gonna do it. Just you.
Literally. And it's important. If you had the vision, that means it's supposed to be executed. So do it. But yeah, I just wanted to bring up that point.
Yeah, no, I love that because it's so true. I mean, even with I've never really been considered myself a writer, and it's like, because every time I write anything, I'm like, I hate this. I'm not showing anybody this unless it's like a funny quote or something. But like, I really appreciate you sharing that because it's so hard to be vulnerable like that. But also another thing that I liked that you shared that I was going to mention before is we need to be unapologetic. There's so many people out there that are just unapologetic in the fucking world. And they, what the fuck? What are we doing if we're holding ourselves in at this point? Like, I just kind of think no one else, I've said this on almost every episode, but no one else is going to be you. So just fuck it. Say sorry later, but be yourself.
Exactly.
Speaking of you, Kai Clifton, amazing musician, amazing director. What are you working on now? Are you working on anything? Oh, you are working on something. We are working on something. Would you like to tell the audience what we're working on, Kai?
I would love to tell the audience what we're working on. I'm actually working on a lot of things right now.
I had a secret plot that I didn't tell the audience. So here we go, guys.
Lies, everyone. But so I wrote a play called Queens, and it is a story about 4 queer Black men living in New York City. And honestly, like when I think of play descriptions for all my other plays, it's so easy to describe them. But this one I have a hard time with because we simply just get to see them live their best Black queer life, which is needed and necessary. We get to see Black boy joy at its finest, and you are actually going to be in it, which I'm so excited, guys. Literally, the way it happened is I like met him, and I just thought to myself, like, I was like, he just fits like this character that I wrote. And I hadn't casted it yet. Honestly, guys, the way the universe works is just brilliant.
Oh, it's insane.
I hadn't casted the role yet, and I was like, oh my gosh, wait, like, do you act? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, do you want to like do this? And he was like, yeah. And I saw his acting. I was like, okay, like, this is good. Like, and then I literally just gave him the part. So yeah, guys, we'll be working on that in June. I'm super excited over at Moonbox Productions. It's going to be phenomenal. I have some other things coming up as well. I will be in Head Over Heels at the Umbrella Stage Company, and I'll be playing Pythio.
Ooh.
And right after that, I will be in the Color Museum at the Umbrella Stage Company, which I'm so excited about, but I also am mad because I will not be able to see my play, God's Dirty Deeds at Entropy Fest, because the dates fall on the exact same day and time. I'm going to make a way. Trust me, I'm going to make a way. But yeah, I will be working on that at the same time. And then Queens right after that. And then those are all the things I'm working, and I'm working on more as well too. I'm always writing. But I have a few more plays that like I kind of neglected a little bit while I was working on Queens and God's Dirty Deeds that I'm starting to give a little bit more love right now. But yeah, those are all the things that I'm working on.
Also, Kai, I just want to throw it in here. There's this thing that we do on the podcast called How the Turns Have Tabled, and it's always my section. So I'm really glad that you and I kind of had this section, because I'm just going to throw the sound effect in. So for the How the Turns Have Tabled, for how we fucking just threw it in here, that Kai and I are fucking collabing for fucking Queens. Y'all motherfuckers better show up. It's going to be, what is it, the week after Juneteenth?
It is, yes, yeah. It's June 23rd through the 26th at the BCA Plaza Theater.
Queer.
And it's during Pride Month.
Yeah.
So
Queens,
come see it.
Black Boy Joy. Fucking see Kai's work. See Kai at Entropy Fest. See Kai at the Moonbox Theater. Just see Kai everywhere. Anyways, well, not anyways. Here we are. Where can we find your work?
You guys can find my work on my social media. I would say the best place for you to find me on social media is Instagram. It is literally just type my name, Kai Clifton, KAICLIFTON. You'll find it. And all of my work, I'll post about my work. It'll be in like the link in my bio. And also just connect with me. Send a DM. Let me know that you watched the episode. Let me know that you loved it, because you will. And yeah, that's how you can see my work.
I heard you give some advice for artists. Is there any specific advice you would want to give for emerging artists before we log off?
Advice I would give to emerging artists: you're not emerging. You're an artist. That is the best advice I would give to just an artist that's starting to tap into their artistry. I'm a big person of law of attraction and manifestation and standing in your truth in general. And so I hate when people say that they're an aspiring actor, writer, musician, and it's like, no, honey, you are. And you need to know that, and you need to believe it, and you need to say it to yourself, because if you don't, no one else will.
Yep.
So you're an artist. If you want to be an actor, you're an actor. You want to be a dancer, you're a dancer. You want to be whatever the fuck you want to be, you will be that. And own it, and don't care what anyone has to say about it. That's the advice I would give.
Yeah, have confidence in yourself. Believe in yourself, because if you don't, then no one else will. And it's so hard to just, it's so hard to find your voice to begin with. So it's like making anyone listen to you if you don't believe in yourself. So I'm not trying to say anything. I'm not going to have any negativity in that sentence. Just believe in yourself. Fucking love yourself. It's hard, but you know, it starts with you.
Period.
I'm really happy to have you here. You guys better be at the guys is sexist. You audience member, whoever you are, with the earphones or the ears that is listening to this through the speakers, you better be in the audience May 20th through the 22nd, 27th through the 29th. I'm just gonna put a sparkle sound right here. There we go, because you magically are now buying your ticket, right? If not, you please do. If not, if you can't buy a ticket, then just donate to the show, donate to the Entropy, donate to Kai, donate to me. I don't know, donate to an animal shelter, donate to something. But like, please donate to Entropy Fest, because that's actually the whole point of like what we're doing. And like the artists get like a profit share if we like actually make money off of this. So like we want to make money off of this because we're like starving artists. So like please, but like come to the show, because it's like we've been working really fucking hard on this, and like we want you to see this, and it's going to be like awesome. Kai, do you want to say bye in any specific way, or should I just say goodbye?
Everyone, I love everyone who is watching this. Thank you for caring about me and wanting to listen to my words and listen to our words. Yeah, that's it.
Hell yeah.